Good morning, softball fans, and welcome back to the WIA State Tournament and W7 Radio. We are glad that you're here with us. We have a upset alert brewing. Coach Scardo, what do you got over there?
Well, what was 6-2, Blair Taylor does come out and score 2 in the bottom of the 6th. So it's now 6-4, the 4-seed Judah Albany over Blair Taylor as we head to the 7th and final inning, top of the 7th coming up.
So we'll keep track of that game if you're with us. And as we do, we head into our pregame here for the Mishicot and Phillips game. Once again, very great thank you goes out to Stephanie Hauser and her staff letting us set up shop out here down the right field line. Got the tent going and the W7 Productions studio. Staying dry so we can bring the game to you.
Just a light rain right now, but I think it's going to be somewhat steady all day here with a little bit of wetness. But if the lightning and thunder, any heavy downpours stay away, we're going to be playing softball today.
Yeah, and I was over here last night and then again this morning, and the heads grounds crew from UWGB confirmed with the WIA that unless it's a torrential downpour or lightning, they are going to play through just about everything today. Looked at the radar on the way over. A little bit of red and orange on the cast, but not much. Mostly the green and purple variety, and hopefully it moves through fast if it does at all. Well, Andy, we are back at the WIA State Tournament. It was back in March that we did this.
W7 Radio debut.
Actually, the end of February, actually. It was like February. I think it was actually February 28th or 29th that we were out there in La Crosse. A lot of these Lady Indians were out there on that team, obviously bringing home the gold ball. There's Judah Albany, pokes one into right field, so they get things going here in their top half of the 7th, looking at a couple of insurance runs.
No outs right now. That would be huge for them.
But now we're back softball. No softball season last year. You and I talked. We thought this was a team that had a good chance of making it to state last year as well.
They went in 2019.
If there was a season. They're back here in 2019, or from 2019, so kind of not a redemption story, but they're back kind of where they thought they would be last year had a season been played. But now they're back here, 2021, looking to get back to that championship game tonight at 4. I think it's 4 or 4:30.
4 or 4:30. We'll be live about a half hour before.
Things are going to be running just a little bit behind here as this game had a lot of scoring in the middle part of the innings, a couple pitching changes. So the Mishicot game will probably start closer to 10:10, 10:15 would be my guess. Depends how things go here in the 7th inning for both Judah Albany and Blair Taylor.
And this turf, just watching this game, it's going to be a little slick. So parents, I hope you went out and spent the money on a brand new turf shoe for the kids because they'll need a little grip on. It'll be slick both ways, both teams, but it will play a factor.
Yeah, I was joking around with Coach Shimmick. We got out to practice Sunday and Monday, and I said, well, congratulations. I'm sure the parents were happy about making state, but not that the kids all had to go up to Dick's Sporting Goods or wherever they went and get the new $125 turf shoes. I know Cora Nelson is borrowing some from her summer coach, Heather Garceau in the Lake Effect Fury. She's got some sweet kicks out there, and I got to practice on Sunday, and actually all the kids were like, are you guys doing shoe of the game? Because you got to check out all our shoes. We all went and got new kicks. I'm like, well, I'm sure we'll have to work something out.
Hey, if you go win it, we'll get you on. So we may try and snag a player of the game here from the Blair Taylor Judah Albany game. A good one brewing again, top 7, 1 out, runner on second for Judah Albany. It's 6-4 with Judah Albany leading. Again, that's the 4-seed over the 1-seed Blair Taylor right now as it stands.
So, Andy, a couple things headed into this game. I had on my drive over, and as I was sitting out here early this morning, got here at about 7:15 and was just watching things come together. And the thing for Mishicot that's kind of been for them all year and historically has been the big inning. And the big inning helped by an extra out. That one from Judah Albany up against the fence.
Easily, she'll come home to score standing up. A big single there, an RBI single.
So 7
to 4
7
now.
to 4 now for Judah Albany. So definitely upset in the making. We might have to grab one of these Judah Albany kids. We might have to grab the whole team
I believe
and get
that
them out
was
here
24 Sierra Davis, or 22, I think, Avery Briggs with the RBI single there. So a big one in the top of the 7th. Is that a Rural Mutual Insurance run?
It might be, especially with their sponsorship of the WIAA and Sportsmanship Award. But getting back to Mishicot and their big inning, it's always been the big inning that has kind of propelled them. And not necessarily their own doing in the big inning, but taking advantage of the extra opportunity.
You go to that sectional final game, and where did it start? On a little bloop, second base single, or error if you want to call it. But that's really what gave them the first run with good hustle on the 2-out contact. Abigail Garceau was able to come home and score. A couple batters later, what do we have?
Home run, Callie Clutch.
Callie Clutch.
So, and speaking of Callie Clutch, right there, we hope we use that one a lot today. Well, 4 or 5 times at least.
Throughout the day.
Throughout the day, game 1 and game 2. So if you're joining us from Phillips, we appreciate that. Obviously, we would love to have a video of the game today, but WIA has all the video rights for the WIA State Tournament here in Green Bay. So you can, of course, go to the NFH Network, subscribe there. I think it's $10.99, which is the cost of an admission ticket. That'll get you both games today. You'll be able to watch the audio or the video there. They also have a play-by-play. If you're a Mishicot fan,
you might get a little more insight from
a little more insight from Andy Scarda and myself. We've been with the team most of the year and obviously through the basketball season, and they have sponsored this broadcast today. A couple friends and family of the Mishicot softball program. So.
The Detour, let's give a shout out to the Detour right away. They will have the game live streamed on the NFHS and probably the audio up and running from W7 throughout the restaurant there. So big shout out to our friends at the Detour.
They picked up the tab on the sectional final sponsorship, and then we've got Lake Effect Fury and Premium Laminations and Terry Risch. I think they are doing some sponsorship for this postseason today as well. So big thanks to them. We appreciate everything they do.
And we've been
not only the girls, but all of Mishicot athletics.
Yeah, in the community. I know we've had families from Minnesota, all over that have been tuning in. Our sectional final game, we had a ton of viewers
absolutely
on that game. So we're happy to bring that to all the folks, especially today. Hopefully, you can at least get the radio call. I know a little bit of limited attendance here due to the stadium.
300 lucky fans, but hopefully you're staying dry at the house or got a group together. Hopefully some of the younger kids you guys got together, no school and stuff. Obviously school's out. So hopefully you're together with some of your youth teammates and things like that watching the game today or listening to us.
So we should have a final here soon. We had the bottom of the 7th. Judah Albany did plate the one in the top of the 7th, 7-4 lead right now. They did have to make a pitching change last inning. As Blair Taylor was settling in, but I believe they went back.
So they brought her back in. Okay.
They went back to the starter now.
Not uncommon in softball. That's the one thing I do like about
Briggs.
Softball. If you got a 1A and a 1B, you're able to go to, especially that second or third time through. If she starts getting hit and if there's a change of pace, Mishicot has that luxury. We'll see what Phillips has when they step out on the diamond. A very good Phillips team coming in today, Andy. 19-3 overall. Their 3 losses to an Assumption, Athens, and Medford. 7-1 in the Marwood North, and they were co-champs.
They were co-champs with Athens, yeah. So they split with Athens. Each was 7-1. So co-champs in the Marwood North.
Mishicot, on the other hand, 22-3 overall in the season. 12-0 in Big East Conference play, another conference championship for them, and their 3 losses, very impressive. It was a walk-off win for West De Pere. It was De Pere way back at the Ashwaubenon tournament. We were there for that. Everybody was just kind of getting their feet wet. Didn't know what to really expect after an entire year off. So a setback there back in the opening weekend at De Pere. West De Pere was to close the year out, and then they lost to Shawano. Shawano finished second. They're actually champions in the Bay, and West De Pere finished third in the Bay. Two very good Division II teams, and then De Pere Division I. So nothing to be sad about if you're Mishicot with those 3 losses.
And you got to give credit to Coach Shimmick and Athletic Director Terry Risch for getting on the horn and going out and scheduling some really good competition outside of conference. The conference isn't quite where
it used to be.
It used to be, or where you'd want it as far as a competition-wise, not to throw dirt on anyone, but Coach Shimmick and AD Terry Risch did a great job going out and finding that competition in non-conference play. So that'll help them it has helped them in the stretch run already.
Yeah.
But they'd like a few more here today.
Well, and if hopefully this trend continues moving forward. We saw it in basketball a lot across the state was basically, if a team got shut down because of COVID or whatever, hey, I lost 3 games. I've got openings on this day, and this day. Who wants, I will play anybody. I will travel wherever. I remember Verona coming up and playing in the Appleton area, and they were come all the way over to Milwaukee. And
Mishicot was actually close to playing Beaver Dam this past year.
Just couldn't work out on a date after Mishicot got shut down.
But Beaver Dam ended up playing Oostburg then.
Right, exactly. So I just love those matchups that happened this year. Teams were just looking to play somebody really good and get a game in against good competition.
We've got a big hit here for Blair Taylor. This is going to be a